another my cassette collection series of videos. I've done 3 so far, and I'm going to now get on with the 4th. Same format very much. I picked out 6. I'm going to run through them briefly. These are not full reviews. They're just little dabs at them. Gives you a picture of the album and maybe my thoughts on it. And let's get started. So opening it up, let's get hold of it. Here we are. Harvest Moon by Neil Young, released in 1992. Now this was very much viewed by the public, the critics, as a successor to Neil's famous and best-selling album Harvest back 20 years earlier. And much of the personnel recruited were the same as what showed their wares on that album back in the early 70s. And they set out to work on a new batch of Young's compositions. The arrangements are very simple, the melodies are very evocative, and they're in Neil's best style. Haven't listened to it too much, but I do have a very soft spot for the title track. So that's the first offering today, Harvest Moon by Neil Young from 1992. Cassette up here, you probably can't see much of that. Let's turn it round. This cassette is called Raging Spool, and it was offered free to those persons who were into getting the New Express magazine weekly in the UK. The NM was very much one of the best music magazines at that time, and I used to get it every week. And on this particular occasion, back in 1984, they offered this free sample cassette. And it's a great little cassette, really. There's about 20 songs on it, 10 each side, from a variety of artists. I'll go through them. Neville Brothers, Rebels, Screaming Tony Baxter, Hugh Masekela, Black Stallion, Aztec Camera, The Dainties, The Go-Betweens, Strawberry Switchblade, Long Riders, and the Skiff Scaffs. Mark Almond was on here, and the Free Johns, and Everything But the Girl, Bronski Beat, Flowjoy, The Kangan, Zeki Manyiki, Manu Dibango, and Alterations, Test Department, and finally Cabaret Voltaire. So going through those, you can see that there's a number of Scottish bands. There's also some world music, African music, Masekela, of course, from South Africa, Manu Dibango, and Zeki Manyiki. He was in Orange Juice with Edwyn Collins for a period. And lots of albums, lots of bands on this that I really do like. Neville Brothers for one, Aztec Camera from Scotland, great band, and of course Mark Almond. So there we have it, a really great sampler, and it was free, and it's in my collection. I used to play this all the time in the car. Anyway, that's my second selection. Good one up then today. Try to get the glare off this. This is Scenes from the South Side by Bruce Hornsby and the Range. This was released in 1988. This is a copy that I bought in Bangkok. I don't know too much about Bruce Hornsby. I've got a couple of cassettes by him. He's an excellent piano player, and he put together some nice songs. 2 minor hits in the US on this one. Look Out of Any Window and The Valley Road. Nice melodies, sprawling arrangements, and the lyrics gave you a slice of Americana. The songs are written with his brother, and they conjure up a feeling of national pride. Very nice music, but instantly forgettable. well, that's how I saw it. But I have listened to this one quite a bit. So that's Scenes from the South Side, Bruce Hornsby and The Range. So up next is Life's Rich Pageant by R.E.M. Another copy that I bought here in Bangkok, 1986. It's very much a beat type album. They turned to some pretty hard rock numbers on this, not heavy but hard, and themic. Examples of tracks Begin and The Punky Just a Touch. Lots of political messages from Michael Stipe on here, particularly about the environment, Fall on Me and Koyahoga. And it's a pretty nice album in their early sort of phase. I like Superman, which is sung by Mike Miles. The album was described as dinner side and supper side. Not quite sure what that means, but a solid album from R.E.M. This next offering is Roxy Music and Brian Ferry's Greatest Hitch. Again, I picked this one up in Bangkok. It's a great compilation, this. Any compilation that starts with Smoke Gets in Your Eyes and ends with Jealous Guy has got to be worth your attention. A wonderful collection for the car as well. Virginia Plain, Love is the Drug, Angel Eyes, Let's Work Together. 20 hits here. We can't go wrong if you are a Roxy fan or a Brian Ferry fan, of which I am. So that's the fifth offering, Greatest Hits, Brian Ferry and Roxy Music. The last of the selections on this fourth video on Cassette Collections is another compilation. This one's I bought in the UK. It's called 20 Great Blues Recordings by Cascade Records, released in 1985. And if you're into the blues, you will actually drool over this one. As I say, there's 20 songs. Lightning Hopkins turns up, B.B. King, a couple of songs from John Lee Hooker. We got Sonny Boy Williams, Howlin' Wolf has a couple, Elmore James, Lowell Fulsom, Ike Turner is also on here, and a few more obscure blues artists. But really, you get what you expected on this. It's solid blues recordings from yesteryear. I love this music on an occasional basis, and I love this selection. So if you spot it, grab it. 20 great blues recordings from 1985. And so that sums up this fourth cassette collection. Hope you enjoy it. Now I'll get on to the editing.